everyone, my name is Javi and I can draw, and if you've been watching this channel the last few weeks, you've seen that I've been focusing on how to draw clothes, and now what I want to do is I want to focus on how to draw clothes when they're moving, because drawing clothes when they're static, when a character is static, it can be fairly easy, but when it's moving, it's just a different thing, and that's what I want to find out this week, so just follow me. Okay, so I started my morning just doing some quick sketches of things that I believe that might look like, clothes when it's moving, how it would react to certain motions, because I'm going to show you some pictures later, but when clothes is moving, the further away it gets from the person, like all the folds are not so straight like they are here, but they get all flowy and it's weird, and I understand it, and that's what I want to do this week. So here I have another one that I've been trying to get right, trying to see some things. These are all just warm-up sketches that I wanted to show you. This one looks fairly nice, but there are still a few things that I know that I have to change from this one, for example, I tried to get all flowy here, all weird, but I don't know if this is something that I can just logically find out, or if I will have to use some type of reference all the time to get this right. Here's another one that is and finally here's just another one of a girl with a skirt that I did. And they're okay, but they're not exactly what I want. So I went and found a lot of photos, and I started to analyzing them, and this is the first photo that I want to show you, and I want to show you because it kind of simply describes what I believe is the most important aspects from what I've seen in the pictures. I still don't know how to draw this, but I kind of know how to figure it out logically. So this girl is spinning, right? So if we're going to draw the movement of the girl, is going to be going this way. Now, the clothes of the girl is going to be something different entirely, because even though it is doing that movement, this part of the clothes, the one that is further away from her body, is going to be moving, but with a certain delay, because first there has to be attention that is going to build up from this point, and then it's going to pull this way. And the clothes is have you ever used a whip or something like that, where you do the whiplash and you see the wave move away from you? It doesn't move, the whip doesn't move all in one motion, it's just a motion that moves away from you, and this is kind of the same thing. And I like this picture as well, because you can see this tension that builds here actually is the thing that lifts the skirt. So if the motion is going to go this way, this is going to not react to that, and it's not going to go into the opposite motion, but if you think as something that is twisting to the other side, it might be easier to understand. And I have this one. Now, something that I found about pictures that are taking mid-air with all the clothes flowing is that I believe that the best picture that all the ones that I found that I liked are taken not during the moment, but if you're jumping, just the moment where you're starting to fall, and this is what this picture is about. And a lot of the ones that we're going to see kind of work like that, but it's still nice to see how clothes react to that. So this one, the guy is simply just falling. Now all the clothes that you've seen from this guy went up, and now it's just floating mid-air, but you can see that it all went up. This goes up in reaction to the guy falling down, you're starting to fall, and the delay makes the clothes still go up for a while. But in the particular case of the sleeve, because it was going up and it's getting all this wind and air get inside the sleeve, this one is going down. And here you can see that the clothes is doing kind of the same thing, this is still reacting to the going up while the body is still going down. Let me see, I have another one here, and this one is the guy is wall running. It's a pretty cool picture, and you can see that he's twisting this way, and his body is twisting this way all the way. But you can see that the body is still reacting slowly to this, so you can see that all the clothes is going to go this way, going to go this way, And the hoodie, that is the one that is more flowy and you know, away from the body, is going to be doing this, but it's going to be doing it with a delay. You're going to see like this. It is turning with him, but just later. I have, I think, one more, and this one I like because it's a good demonstration about the thing about the clothes reacting with delay to the motion of the character. So you can see that this guy is clearly like, he's doing this jump, he's going this way, and you can see the shirt that here it starts to like get with air, like inflate, I don't know how to say it. But then here in these next two pictures, this is still going on, even though he's still falling, like the shirt is still like not fighting to stay in its place. But if we think about it that way, like your clothes are going to try to stay where they are even though you're moving, you're going to be able to get that idea of a reaction better to movement and torsion. So this one I liked it because of that. Like when he's just there, already stopped falling, but the shirt is still going up. It's still like taking its time to follow. And what I also have here are some images that I already drew them because I wanted to be fast about this, because I want to get to drawing, so I didn't want to make this part too long. And you can see, like, well, if you go one by one, you can see here that the guy is, wait a second, you can see here that the guy is already falling from a jump, so all his clothes are going to be going up like this. This is going to go up, it's going to bag here. And if that's how it's all happening. It's going up, everything is going up from the clothes. And you know, on this is this exactly the same. Like the guy is falling and he's bringing this leg down from the fall. So this is going to react this way, it's going to go up. This is like, well, these are the type of things that I'm really interested in, that I don't know exactly how they move. It's just so weird. And that's, I think that maybe it's just practice until you get how the fold reacts to wind, because it starts getting a little bit more abstract than the usual. Like if you think about, let's see this one, you can see this one and you can think logically of this one. But this one here with all the air bagging the pants from the fall, it gets a little bit abstract. I think that there is a way to logically interpret it, but I'm not there yet. And that's what I want to do this week. And here from this guy, this is the same thing, like the guy is twisting, so this one is going to actually twist with a delay. But if you see this as an opposing force, it will make a little bit more sense. The same thing goes here, like this leg is going down, so this is going to be going up, this is going to go up because the leg is starting to fall. And I think I have a final batch of examples somewhere around here. This is the one. Which, like you see in all of these pictures, the person that is being photographed is about to fall from a jump, except for this one that is dancing, that is a little bit more complicated. But you can see that here he's bringing his arm this way, and with the wind and the fall, everything is going to react this way. And here the leg is going to come down, so this is going up. Here is the same thing. Like he is in a pose and is about to fall, and that's when they take the picture, because that's what makes the clothes baggier. Because he's falling, but the clothes are still going up from the initial movement of jumping. So apparently that's how you take a picture of someone in the air getting really flowy and baggy clothes. This is the same. This is like super simple. He's falling, but everything is going up from the fall. And in this one, like the break dancer here is like he's twisting his body this way. So from the twist, you know, there's going to be a reaction that goes this way. And well, it's basically the same thing. Wherever you're twisting or moving or doing something, you're going to see a reaction that will look like the clothes are opposing that reaction. That doesn't necessarily mean that they are actually opposing. What it means is that they are reacting with a delay, the further they are from the actual movement and from the body of the person that is wearing the clothes. That's why, you know, if you go back to the example of the little girl, where is she? No, this is not it. We go back to the example of the little girl. You will see that the clothes are reacting like they're taking their time to react to the movement of the girl. And happens something similar with hair, right? But now just to bring that to a drawing is well, it's a bit more complicated. Well, that took me long enough, but still, after watching all this footage of me jumping around, there are a few things that I've learned that I want to show you. The first thing that I want to show you, if you look right here, is that you can actually draw on top of videos by using Photoshop. It's something that I didn't know that I could do, but it is pretty amazing. So here what I have is a scene of me doing the jump and doing all the stupid motions. And the first thing that I started realizing once I started analyzing all these movements was, well, the first thing was this. You see how there's from the points of the hoodie, from the sides of where the zippers are, you can see that that is the part that is going to be most affected by the motion, as in sort of like falling with a delay that we talked in the last video. And you know, it goes with the picture of the girl with the skirt, that the further away the clothes it is from your body, the more distance it's going to take, and that is going to be able to, you know, help you gain some idea of movement. But then I started noting this second thing. You see these lines here? Those lines are where the air does some kind of airbag effect with the shirt, and in this particular case with the hoodie, it's all bagging it up. And you can see that as I continue, this continue to behave that way. It does. It falls. There are some frames that I forgot to draw. It increases the more you fall. And here in this part, you can see that it is already like this part of the hoodie is already starting to bag as well with the fall of the air. This is still falling like this. It's like wrapping around my arm. And we are falling. I have to tell you something as well. It frustrated me just a bit that I thought that by filming myself in a high frame rate to do some slow motion with my cell phone, I would avoid all this motion blur. But no, you just can't avoid it. You have to go even faster, and you know, my cell phone is not that good. Even though I'm filming all those videos with my cell phone, I love you, little cell phone. So you keep on falling, and all of this keeps bagging around my arms and my bodies, and then there comes a moment here. This is the moment with certain delay. Let me go back. You know, I'm already touching the ground, I'm already falling. This is all keeps going up, like bagging, like resisting the fall. And here is the moment where it starts going down. And I want you to take a look at this, because right now it all starts going down to the ground, following the movement that I just stopped doing. It also applies to the shirt. You can see how it folds in the center, like it folds here. Let me just, it starts folding here this way, also bringing everything down. And you can see that it continues that way. And then I drew these lines opening like this because it is some sort of whiplash effect. If you look, let me see if I can go back just a bit. Like all of this curve and motion that was getting accumulated here and together here eventually will get released down this way, like a whiplash, you know? So it just follows, it follows, it follows, and then it just, all that forces goes down there, and then it kind of bounces. And so, you know, if I have to separate the two like elements of the motion, we have to say everything that gets bagged by the air, that gets inflated by air in the motion, and everything that is getting or delayed or resisted from the movement. But those two, like the two corners of the hoodie where the zippers are, I started thinking about them like I don't know how to call it, but like places where the force go. So every force of every movement you're going to go, all that energy is going to get redirected to some point of your clothes. And in this particular case, it's going to be that two corners of the hoodie. So let's just call them the force release points. So you're accumulating force by the fall, where everything gets bagged, and then boom, it gets all released through those corners of your clothes. And that applies here on the bunch. Have I drawn the bunch? Yes, the bunch is here and it's drawn. So you start building up the tension here. There's going to be a certain delay. You can see that, you know, I'm pointing at this. You can see that this part of the hoodie is already going this way, and this one is also resisting like this. This keeps going for a while. You can see that here it starts to bag around my arm and elbow. And my shoulder, sorry. It keeps going, it keeps going. Here you start seeing some bagging here. That is not from this side, but from this side. Like all the air is starting to get accumulated here. This keeps resisting like this. And you can see that this is already releasing some force. And you can also see by the laces here on the hoodie that the force is being released like that as well. You see that? It is like super obvious. It keeps going. And then all this force accumulated here, it starts also releasing here. It's going to go this way. I started pointing it right now, but you will see that here it opens a lot. So, you know, I don't know, did I do any extra drawings? No, this is me just being absolutely silly. Okay, good. So, once again, part with the air gets together and part where all the energy from the movement gets released. Those are the two elements of this motion. And I have a few examples here that I want to show you. I'm going to close this. And I already drawn them, so it doesn't take a lot of time. But you can see here, I have this sequence of the punch, so it's the same thing. Here is going to be, the blue is going to be the bagging, the airbag effect, and the air resistance, and then this is going to be here is going to be resistant, and then it's going to be releasing the force. So here it is also getting airbagged here. Now here is opposing force like delay. Here is starting to release some of it. This is just pure release, except for like this tiny part where it gets bagged a bit, but it's just pure release of tension and energy. Here is the same thing, it gets bagged here again, and now by this time this is like the second punch and I'm moving so fast that it's just like all of this energy and tension being released at the corners. So you have to start thinking about where the energy is going to be redirected. Like you're putting all this force and motion onto these clothes, eventually that energy gets released somewhere. It's going to be probably on the part that is further away from your body, like in this particular case on the hoodie. So you can see here, like, well, this is still a challenge. Like all of these weird wrinkles that I can't understand. I want to figure them out, but it's still like, like every time I start learning something, there's an extra thing that I don't know what to do with. But still, energy release, and you can see here the same thing. It's like bagged, energy release, energy release. For the fall, we kind of have the same thing, so I'm going to go through it pretty fast. Here the blazer gets really bagged, but at the same time there's going to be, well, it's going to get open. I don't know if here is releasing energy so much as is just opening from all the air that is bagging. Also, don't I look great with this shirt? But still, here with the hoodie and the jacket is going to get all bagged up here. And well, here as well, this is not going to be so much as an energy release as it's pretty much all bagging when you're falling. Here is the same, except for this part of the shirt where I don't know if it is like bagging air or is it just energy releasing. Well, not energy releasing, but just opposing force, like the delay to the fall. So this actually, well, I'm gonna go and get to it. So now that I am falling, this is just when I end the falling, you can see all the energy release towards this part. It is going to be the same on each and every one of them. This is going to be this energy release from the whiplash effect, except on the shirt, because since it is not open, all that energy is going to go just down with the gravity and it's going to get accumulated here. Finally, I have the same thing for a spin that I was doing. And in this one, I have, even though it is a shirt, you have some energy release from the spin here. And I didn't know, I still have to figure out this point where it gets like inflated. But I think that it is this part of the shirt that it actually wants to release this way, all the energy. Here we have the blazer and the shirt. You see, I think that this is all it's not being bagged because I'm going this way, so that wouldn't make any sense. Am I going that way? Yes, I am going that way. And so this has to be some sort of energy release. So here, energy release, and some air bagging here. And now this one, I like this one because here you can see from behind that because of how, jackets are, they have to get really tense here where your arms are. So there's not going to be like a lot of, how should I say, like symmetric or just unanimous release of energy. Is going to go somewhere else because here you're subject to the postures and your shape. So everything, all the energy release is going to go here, and there's also going to be something bagged from the other side from the spinning as well. So now that I'm thinking, and now that I'm just watching, when you're falling, I was talking about here in the fall, I'm talking about energy release, but it's not really energy release, but it's just like movement delay from the distance between the clothes and your body. That has to do with like the whiplash effect. So before I start actually drawing the moving clothes, which I'm really scared of, is 3 things that you have to take into consideration. First, the delay of the motion of the clothes. Second is the air that the clothes are going to bag depending on the movement that is going to inflate the clothing. And 3 is going to be the whiplash effect and the energy release from the motion itself. There are 3 things. Okay, so I have 2 drawings here. This is a very simple one of a girl throwing a punch, but I'm not so confident on the punch. I don't like it. I think that it's lacking a bit of movement, so I don't know if I'm going to work on it today. But I have this one that looks a little bit more fun. I know that the anatomy of the guy, it's a bit wrong, but I've been working on it for a long time, and you know what? That's okay. Let's just focus on the clothes. So there are 3 things that I have to figure out from this drawing before I start doing the clothes, and that is the things we saw, and those are: first, where the clothes are baggy, get baggy because of the air. Second, the delay that the clothes are going to have the movement that it forms some sort of resistance. And 3, the energy release from where all the force of the clothes is going to get released depending on the movement. I'm going to try to find it all right now. So, well, let's see. So on the legs, since she's moving forward, this is going to be fairly easy. This is going to be like this. Since she's twisting, there's going to be some twisting this way. Is it this way or is it the other way? Okay, that doesn't matter. Going to be moving this arm this way, so there's going to be a resistance this way. Going to move this way, so there's going to be tension going this place from this motion, this twisting motion. This is going to be the resistance that she's going to find, and there's going to be, because she's moving that way, there's going to be some wind resistance here, there's going to be some bagging here as well, and there's going to be a tension release towards this side and towards this side. But maybe because of the motion of the clothes that I'm going to give her, I may not use this in particular. I have to see. There's also, she's going to be wearing a skirt, so there's going to be some bagging here. And for the guy, since the guy is, well, I made him like he's running towards her and suddenly gets punched, so she's moving like that, but gets suddenly stopped. So I want to bring, so the motions that I'm most concerned for are this, and for the clothes all to go like this way, or maybe just going forward, because I want, because of the sudden stop of the motion of getting punched, you're running and suddenly boom, you're going to stop and all your clothes are going to keep going, and that's what I want to see. Well, in this particular, is going to have a resistance this way, because the punch is throwing him up. There's going to be some bagging here, and well, there's going to be some resistance here, and there's going to be some resistance here. Oh no, because he's suddenly stopping. the resistance is going to go this way. So basically, all of these weird lines have to make sense towards drawing clothes on these characters. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to start drawing, and I'm also going to start filming, and I'll be back in just a minute, okay? I'll see you then. Okay, I'm done. So let me show you how it looks now that I finished it. The main problem that I have with this is that actually the dude doesn't look so good, but that is because not of the clothes, but because the proportions of the man are just wrong. Like everywhere you look, mainly, probably, potentially. And the thing that I wanted to focus on when I was drawing the man is all the clothes going forward, as if the motion has stopped. It kind of works on the pants, but it doesn't work so much on the blazer or the coat or the jacket or whatever, because since he's lifting his arm here, since he's lifting his arm here, there's going to bring pretty much all the fabric toward that place. Maybe if I'd done it more like or something like this, where his arms weren't just affecting so much the fabric, I could have brought all the rest of the fabric there to just one big stop. But the girl looks good. I really like how it looks. I'm going to stop this. I really like how she looks. There's a few things that I missed. I can see that now. Like for example, I miss maybe just here. Just a quick division between the blazer and the shirt. Maybe the shirt could have been a bit more flowy here, a bit more airbagged. But still, it's pretty good, isn't it? I'm pretty happy with how it looks. And well, let's go back to all the weird lines. So, you can kind of see what I did here, right? If we pay attention a bit, like you can see that there's more space here. Because, now wait, let's do this the right way. There's more space here because there's the opposing force here. The movement, all of this motion is bringing all of this up, so the energy is releasing here. Here there's also opposing force, here is tension release. This line was absolutely wrong, as I suspected. And the skirt is moving all this way, so since it is moving this way, there's more flow that is going to get here because it's going to airbag itself with air. I added a little spin because I thought that it would be fun. That's pretty much all the reason that I have. And here with the guy, well, I was going to use this opposing force to bring all the jacket forward, but I'd rather just use it here for this force. The guy's going a little bit up. There's going to be some air bagging here because of the going up motion. Just going to fill this with air, and that's it. Like this is going to be come to a sudden stop, so the fabric is going to keep going here. The same thing goes here. Well, this leg is still moving, so it's still going here. And there's not much to say about this guy. So now that we've seen this, I'm going to try the same with the other girl, the one that is just throwing a punch, and see how that goes. Okay, so I'm back, and here what I have is the other image that I worked on, and as you can see, well, the process was kind of the same. I was just showing you how I did it. I think it looks okay, because the pose is a bit stiff, and that's what kept me from going directly to this pose. Even though the clothes are moving, you can see that there's still something that doesn't work right, and that is because just I needed to work a little bit more on the pose. But I also wanted to show you that while I was warming up before doing the video, I did this other one. And there are certain things that I really liked about this one. The first one is what I did with the skirt, that instead of doing a skirt that just follows with the motion, I did the skirt at the moment when you're stopping because you're punching. So I brought it all this way. I brought like all the whiplash effects that way, and that also applies to the blazer. That I also lifted it from her shoulders like a lot more, so it's just coming like this. And that actually, I think that it makes it look really cool. Like all the shirt here is a mess. Like all the creases on the shirt are actually wrong, because I would have to do something like and now I would have to just do something like this, because this is the real motion that is going, and here's bagging a bit, here's a bit like this. Like this is kind of more what it should look like, not whatever I had before. But I still like having all the blazer go up and the skirt just suddenly stop from the motion. Oh, I like it a lot. I think I like it better than this one that I did. I was just like super warmed up in this one. The blazer, there's not much difference with the blazer. I think that the difference that I did is that it's actually like here in this, well, let me choose another color. I think that the difference is actually here in this place, because it really lifts it from it really looks like he's about to fall or something like that, where on this one it's more like laying on her shoulders, which is something that I was trying to avoid, honestly, but I should have exaggerated it just a little bit more on this one. So what do you think? Do you think that these rules apply for drawing clothes? Is there something that you think that I missed? Let's just go really quick and just go through the 3 things that you have to consider when you're drawing clothes in motion, and that is the delay on the direction of the person that is moving, also the places where the force from the movement is going to release, and third, the place where the air is going to fill the clothes and just bag it a bit. Those are the 3 important things that you have to take into consideration when you are drawing clothes. This has been a week of great discovery. Thank you so much for watching. Like if you like it, subscribe if you want to see more, and share it if you think that it will be useful for someone else. My name is Javi and I can draw. Thank you so much for watching, and I know that you can draw too. See you next week. Bye.